Okay, let's just dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are going to master one of the most critical, highly tested, and frankly, sweat-inducing topics in the markets. We are talking about surviving the futures margin call. Listen, if you've ever looked at margin calculations and felt your brain just completely shut down, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break this down step by step with some pretty vivid examples, so you don't just recognize the rules, you can literally apply them in your sleep. But really quick, this Explainer is brought to you by CertFuel. If you're prepping for your exam, they've got a fantastic full Series 3 course with adaptive study quizzes, smart flashcards, and unlimited practice exams weighted exactly like the real thing. It's a game changer, so highly recommend checking them out at certfuel.com. All right, let's get right to the good stuff. Why do so many incredibly sharp people totally wipe out on the margins section of the Series 3 exam? Well, here is the secret. They take the standard stock market rules they already know, and they try to jam them into futures. And in the futures market, that is a fatal error. Futures performance bonds are a completely different beast, and the exam writers know exactly how to bait you into making that mistake. So we're going to make sure you don't.
Section 1. Opening Day Initial Margin.
To make this stick, I want you to meet our recurring character for today. This is Trey the trader, and Trey is about to open his very first futures position. Now I want you to completely ditch the dry textbook definitions for a second and just imagine Trey is behind the wheel of a massive, ridiculously loud, gas-guzzling monster truck. Initial margin is a completely full tank of gas. You literally cannot drive this monster truck off the lot without a full tank. Maintenance margin, on the other hand, is a painted line partway down that fuel gauge. It's the absolute minimum level of fuel you have to keep in the tank while you're driving. If your fuel drops below that painted line, your off-road trip comes to a screeching halt. Keep this vivid picture in your head, the full tank versus the painted line, because it completely unlocks all the math we're about to do.
Let's look at the actual arithmetic of opening a position, which is definitely the simplest calculation you'll see. Step 1. Trey opens one contract. Step 2. The exchange has set the initial margin requirement at $5,000 per contract. Remember, the exchange sets this number, you just have to meet it. So, Step 3. Trey deposits exactly $5,000. He has filled his monster truck's tank. He is completely ready to trade.
Section 2. Daily Survival Maintenance Margin.
Okay, so once Trey's trade is live, his monster truck starts burning fuel. We are now entering the phase of daily survival, which is significantly more stressful. To understand exactly why Trey's fuel level is dropping, we need to look at two absolutely crucial concepts. First up, mark-to-market. This is the daily repricing of every open position to the exchange's settlement price. Second, variation margin. This is the actual daily cash true-up that settles the day's gains and losses. Now, why on earth do they do this? To prevent systemic collapse. Because of mark-to-market, at each day's settlement price, the losers literally have to pay variation margin into the clearinghouse, and the winners receive it. Accounts are trued up every single day, so there is absolutely no hiding from a bad trade.
Okay, I want you to actively engage with this next part. I mean it. Pause this explainer right now and do the math. Let's say over a few days, Trey's position moves against him. His account equity drops from his starting $5,000 down to $3,700. The exchange's maintenance level, that painted line on his gauge, is set at $4,000. So what is the exact dollar amount of Trey's margin call? Pause the explainer and calculate it.
Got your answer? The margin call is a massive $1,300. Now, if you guessed $300, you just fell into the exam's biggest trap. Let's break down exactly why it's $1,300 and not just $300.
Let's walk through the setup and the reasoning here. Step 1, Trey's equity fell to $3,700. Step 2, that number crossed below the maintenance line of $4,000. The very moment you cross that painted line, a margin call, also known as a performance bond call, is instantly triggered. Step 3 is the absolutely crucial point. You must refill the tank all the way back to the initial requirement of $5,000. You cannot just add a measly $300 splash of gas to get back over the $4,000 maintenance line. That won't cut it. So step 4, to get from $3,700 all the way back to $5,000, Trey owes $1,300.
Section 3. The Margin Call Trap. Let's look closer at this.
I honestly cannot emphasize this enough. We are about to cover the absolute most flipped fact in the entire futures margin unit. Here is your giant exam trap. A futures margin call restores equity to the initial requirement, not to maintenance. If you see a multiple choice answer that says the futures trader only has to reach maintenance, is dead wrong. Maintenance is simply the trigger that fires the call. Initial is the destination you absolutely must reach to satisfy it. Let's look at this side by side to permanently cement it in your brain. Why do people get this wrong so often? Because in a traditional securities account, a maintenance call only forces you to deposit enough to reach the maintenance level. But in futures, no way. A futures call forces a refill all the way to the initial requirement. The exam writers will deliberately bait you by offering the securities rule as an answer choice for a futures question. Do not take the bait.
Section 4. When the rules change.
So, imagine Trey pays his $1,300 call. His tank is completely full again, he wipes his sweat off his forehead and thinks he can finally relax. Well, Trey's stress isn't over yet, because the clearinghouse can suddenly move the goalposts without any warning whatsoever. You see, the account balance isn't the only thing that moves. The margin requirement itself can actually change while a position is open. When markets get wild and volatility spikes, the exchange wants to ensure positions are safely collateralized, so they can, and absolutely will, raise the initial margin requirements. Which brings us to another major exam trap. Students intuitively assume that a new rule only affects new, future trades. False. A requirement increase applies to positions you already hold. This means our friend Trey can get slapped with a margin call purely because the exchange raised the requirement, even if he hasn't made a single new trade and the market price hasn't moved a single tick.
Section 5. Withdrawing excess equity.
Okay, let's relieve the tension a bit here and explore a scenario where Trey finally catches a lucky break. The market makes a massive move in his favor. When you have a favorable move, it credits the account through that daily variation margin we talked about earlier. But first, let's clearly define our terms. Excess equity is account equity strictly above the initial requirement. It is not just money above maintenance. It has to be literally overflowing the full tank.
Let's walk the arithmetic on screen together. Trey's position does great. His account equity swells up to $7,000. Now remember, the initial requirement to keep his monster truck's tank full is only $5,000. So, $7,000 minus the $5,000 initial requirement leaves $2,000. That $2,000 is his withdrawable excess. He can pull those funds out of his account and go buy something nice, or he can use that excess to post margin on additional futures positions.
But wait, here comes the mirror image exam trap. The withdrawal floor is the initial requirement, not maintenance. Yes, equity isn't locked in once it exceeds the initial level, but you absolutely cannot withdraw your account below the initial requirement while the position remains open. Let's do one final side-by-side comparison with our fuel gauge to ensure you never confuse these two concepts on test day. The call trigger is the maintenance line. When your fuel drops below it, the alarm bells ring. But the withdrawal floor is the initial requirement, the full tank. Think about it like this. Your equity can safely sit right between the maintenance line and the full tank without triggering a call at all. You were just driving on a partially empty tank. But you cannot withdraw money if it takes you below the full tank line. Initial is the absolute floor for pulling money out.
So, to wrap this whole thing up, I want to leave you with a provocative thought that applies all three of our main concepts simultaneously. Let's say Trey gets a margin call and refills his tank to the initial requirement today, but the exchange suddenly announces they are raising margin requirements tomorrow due to volatility. Do you know what his next move has to be? I'll let you chew on that. Keep these vivid rules in mind, remember the monster truck fuel gauge, watch out for the securities rule bait, and you are going to absolutely crush the margin section on your exam. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and happy studying!